Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on Evening Beat here on this Monday evening. I hope everybody had a great weekend, plenty of nice weather, plenty of great weather to get out and look at the beautiful fall colors, which I think were peak this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But it's right back to work here at KTTC, so let's go ahead and get into our top local headlines. First tonight, Rochester police arresting a man as part of an ongoing narcotics investigation stemming from an overdose. On October 17th, detectives executed a search warrant for the home of 45-year-old Vincent Banks. RPD says during the search, investigators recovered evidence consistent with controlled substance sales. That includes 4 ounces of meth and 2 separate quantities of a suspected cocaine and fentanyl mixture. Banks is facing a charge of first-degree controlled substance sales. The overdose death investigation stems back to the summer. Police say that investigation is still open and active. And he made his first appearance in court this morning, and he's back in court for a Rule 8 hearing at the end of October. Next tonight, the judge in Wabasha County ordering the Wabasha County Board of Commissioners to give the county attorney his full salary back. This decision follows a nearly year-long legal battle between the county attorney, Matthew Stinson, and the county board. In November 2022, the Wabasha County Board of Commissioners cut his pay from $130,000 down to $110,000 a year. Now, that decision violated state law, leading County Attorney Stinson to file an appeal. According to court records, one reason for the pay cut was a personal issue by Commissioner Donald Springer. Springer's son was prosecuted for a curfew violation in July of 2024. Court records detail Springer was upset the county attorney prioritized this issue with his son over prosecuting more serious matters. A judge found this personal frustration led to arbitrary and capricious decisions made by the board. Now the county board must review Stinson's salary again and reinstate it to $130,000 a year, retroactive to November when his salary was cut.
Don't have to register as a second.
Next tonight, we head to Iowa, where thousands of Iowa SNAP recipients could lose their benefits next month due to the partial federal government shutdown. SNAP, or the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, now serves more than 250,000 Iowans. That's now in jeopardy because of the fight in Congress over how to fund the government. Some Iowa food banks say it's difficult to prepare for context. Currently, for every 1 meal food pantries provide, SNAP provides 9. Food banks and pantries across the state have already been hit hard with the increase in people that they serve. They say they'll do their best, but they don't know if they can meet the additional needs of Iowans who lose their federal food assistance in 2 weeks. The U.S. Department of Agriculture informed state agencies that there would not be enough federal funding for November benefits unless federal funding resumes when the government fully reopens. EBT cards, which is how recipients use SNAP benefits, will not be loaded with new money if the shutdown continues into November. Food banks of Iowa serve 55 of the state's 99 counties. A spokesperson says if federal SNAP funds temporarily stop next month, the food bank expects hundreds of additional people to show up needing food. The food banks have already been serving a record amount of people this year. And lastly tonight, the Rochester League of Women Voters starting its new Lunch with Local Leaders series today. The inaugural event's first guest was Rochester Public Schools Superintendent Ken Pickell. During the lunch gathering, Pickell discussed key issues facing the school district and took questions from community members. Some of the many topics covered in the hour-long event included challenges during the pandemic, funding, and student academic performance. In an interview, Pickell says things are going well at RPS, but there is a general sense of anxiety among the community. Pickell says RPS projects more than $13 million in funding cuts next year. Although the district's increase in enrollment this year may offset this, he says the funding reduction is significant. And now, if you want to watch the full story on that, our Eric Min has the full story posted in our news app or on our KTTC website. That is a look at your top local headlines for tonight. I apologize if my voice sounds a little hoarse. I'm still getting over a pretty nasty cold, but we are feeling much better this week. Thank you so much for joining me on Evening Beat. I'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7:30.